Hi, Virgo. There is a difference between being chosen privately and being chosen publicly. Both are real, both matter. Both carry the specific weight of a person having made a deliberate decision about you and committed to it with the full investment of their genuine feeling, but the quality of the two things is not identical. Private choosing lives in the protected interior space of two people who know something about each other that the rest of the world does not yet know. It has warmth and intimacy and the specific beauty of a truth that belongs only to the people holding it. Public choosing is something else entirely. Public choosing is the act of a person who has decided that the truth they have been holding is too significant and too real and too completely certain to remain in the protected interior any longer. Who has looked at what they feel and what they want and who they are choosing and decided that the choosing deserves to exist in the open, in the full light, in front of the people who constitute their world and who will now know without ambiguity, without the comfortable vagueness of undefined connections, without the possibility of anyone misunderstanding what this is and what it means that you are the one, that they have chosen you, that the choosing is public and permanent and done with the full awareness of being witnessed. Someone is about to choose you publicly in front of people with the specific, deliberate, this is not an accident intention of someone who has decided that you deserve to be claimed in the most visible and unmistakable way available to them, who wants there to be no question, who wants the world they inhabit to know what you are to them in terms so clear that no interpretation is required. And the surprise of it, the specific you did not see this coming quality of how it arrives, is going to be the thing that makes it land with the force it is going to land with, because you are not expecting this, not at this scale, not in this form, not with this particular quality of being seen and claimed and made real in front of everyone. Subscribe to this channel and drop the word public in the comments right now, because what is coming toward you is one of the most significant moments your love story has produced, and I want you fully present and fully open for every dimension of it. Let me begin with what public choosing actually means for this specific person, because the act of choosing you publicly is not a generic gesture. It has a particular shape that is determined by who this person is and what public means in the context of their specific life and the specific world they inhabit. For this person, public is significant. It is not a casual thing. It is not an impulsive act that will be walked back or softened or contextualized into something smaller than it appears. For someone of their specific character, someone who guards their private life with the particular care of a person who understands what it means to put something real in front of people whose opinions and perceptions matter, the decision to choose you publicly is the result of a serious internal process, of having arrived at the kind of certainty that makes exposure not just acceptable but necessary. That makes continuing to keep this private feel like an inadequate representation of what they actually feel. They have been thinking about this, not in the casual, wouldn't it be nice way of someone entertaining a pleasant possibility. In the specific, how do I do this and when and what does it need to look like way of someone who has made the decision and is now working on the execution, someone who has clarity about the what and is now attending to the how with the thoroughness and the intentionality that this kind of moment deserves. They want to do it right. The public choosing is not going to be careless or hasty or performed without regard for how it lands for you. It has been thought through. It has been planned in the way that significant things are planned by people who understand their significance with attention to what will make it real and specific and worthy of what it is declaring. With the particular care of someone who wants the moment of your receiving it to be as extraordinary as what they feel. That care, the evidence of having thought about you and about the moment and about what you deserve, is going to be part of what makes the surprise land the way it lands. Because you are not just going to be surprised by the fact of being chosen publicly. You are going to be surprised by how much thought went into how it happened. By the evidence in every specific detail that someone has been thinking about this moment and about you in the particular, thorough, no detail too small way of someone who is doing something that matters to them completely. Let me tell you who is going to witness this. Who front of everyone means, because the witness is part of what makes the public choosing what it is, and understanding who will be present changes the weight of what is coming. The people who know this person, their inner circle, the people whose presence in their life is not casual or peripheral but genuine and significant. The people whose opinion they actually care about. The people who have seen them through things and who know them in the real sense of knowing rather than the acquaintance sense. These are the people who are going to witness this choosing. Not a random audience, the specific, carefully curated. These are the people whose knowing matters world of the person who is choosing you. Being chosen in front of these people is being chosen in the most meaningful possible context, because these are the people this person lives their life in front of. The people whose understanding of who this person is and what they care about and what they choose is the understanding that matters. And making you visible to these people, making the choosing happen in their presence, is the specific act of someone who wants you to be part of the world they live their real life in, rather than kept separate from it. You are being brought in, not as a guest or a footnote or someone to be introduced briefly and moved on from as the chosen one. As this person has decided deserves to be known by the people who know them best, as the answer to the question of who they want in their life that they are now prepared to give publicly. There are also going to be some people present whose reaction to the choosing is going to tell you something interesting about the landscape you are stepping into. Not everyone will be surprised. Some people, the ones who have been paying the closest attention to your person, who have noticed the specific quality of how they have been lately, the aliveness and the intentionality and the particular focus of someone who is moving toward a significant decision, some of these people will have suspected, will have been waiting for something that confirms what they have been reading, and their response will have the quality of recognition rather than surprise, of finally rather than unexpectedly. Others will be more surprised, and the spectrum of reactions from recognition to genuine shock will create the particular atmosphere of a moment that is significant enough to produce real responses in the people witnessing it. That atmosphere is going to be part of your experience of the moment, part of what makes it real in the fullest sense, the sense of something happening that matters enough to register in the people around you as something more than ordinary. Now let me describe what the moment itself looks like. The specific, actual, here is how this happens moment of the public choosing. because I want you to be able to recognize it when it begins, not to anticipate it in a way that robs it of its surprise, but to be fully present in it, rather than scrambling to understand what is happening while it is happening. There will be a moment of shift, a specific quality of the atmosphere changing before the words or the action that constitutes the choosing. Something in the energy of the room or the gathering or the setting that will change in a way your body registers before your mind has processed what is happening. A particular quality of attention directing itself toward you or toward your person or toward the space between you. A sense of something being set in motion that cannot be undone. Pay attention to that moment of shift. It is the beginning, and the recognition of it, the specific Virgo perceptiveness that you have always had and that picks up on the real things before they fully surface, is going to give you the particular gift of being present from the very start, of something that deserves your complete presence. Then comes the choosing itself. And I want to be precise about what I mean, because the form it takes is specific to your person and your situation. And I want to describe the quality of it rather than the precise form which belongs to your particular story. It is direct. Whatever the exact words or actions, it is direct. There is no ambiguity, no room for misinterpretation, no comfortable vagueness that allows anyone in the room to be uncertain about what is being declared. This is a choosing that names itself. That says the thing with enough clarity that the thing is now real and public and witnessed and cannot be unmade by pretending it was something other than what it was. It is specific about you. Not just, I am choosing someone, I am choosing you. This person, the specific, particular, completely individual you that they have been paying attention to and falling for and building toward this moment with, your name or the equivalent of your name, the specific and unmistakable designation of you as the one, is in the choosing. You are not a category. You are the person, and it is emotionally present. This is not a performed declaration. It does not have the composed, rehearsed quality of someone who is executing a plan with efficient detachment. It has the quality of someone who is in the full feeling of what they are doing, who is aware of the magnitude of the moment even as they are in the middle of it, whose voice or expression or the specific quality of how they are present carries the weight of everything they feel, rather than the managed surface of a person saying something they have said before. You are going to feel the realness of it immediately. Before you have processed all of the external information, the people around you, the setting, the specific form of what is happening, you are going to feel the realness in the way that Virgo feels real things. As a full body recognition, as the particular settling that happens when something true arrives. Let me speak to what happens in you in the moment. The specific interior experience of being publicly chosen by someone who has decided that you deserve to be claimed in the most visible way available to them. The first thing is shock. Real, genuine, involuntary shock. Not the performed surprise of someone who is delighted but not truly unprepared. The actual kind. The kind where your mind has a moment of complete stop, a pause in the ordinary processing, a gap between what was happening and what is now happening that requires the system to reset before it can continue. That stop is the honest response of someone who did not fully see this coming, regardless of how much they may have sensed something approaching. Let the shock be real. Do not manage it into something more composed. Let your face do what it does in that moment of complete stop. Let the people around you see your genuine, unmanaged, this is what actually happened in me response. Because the genuine response is the most beautiful thing you can offer this moment and the most honest thing you can offer the person who has just claimed you in front of everyone. The second thing is warmth. Moving in, under, and alongside the shock as the shock begins to resolve. The specific rising, this is real warmth of someone who has just received something extraordinary and whose body is responding to the receiving with the full physical register of a genuinely significant emotional event. Let that warmth be visible too. Let it reach your eyes. Let the people around you see what being chosen in front of everyone looks like from the inside of the person being chosen. The third thing, arriving once the shock and the warmth have had their moment, is the recognition. The specific, this is what this has always been, recognition of something that has been building toward this moment for the entire time this connection has existed. The looking back and the sudden clarity of understanding the full shape of what you have been inside. The retroactive recontextualization of moments that are now revealed as steps toward this one. The understanding that the story was always heading here and that here is more extraordinary than anything the earlier chapters suggested. And then underneath all of it, quietly and completely the settling. The particular, deep, permanently altering settling of someone who has just had their life changed in the most benign and beautiful sense of that phrase, not disrupted, changed, expanded. Given new shape, shown to be capable of containing something that it did not contain before and that it will now contain permanently. Let me speak to what the public choosing does to your position in this person's world, because the change is not only interior, it is external and practical and real in ways that will be immediately visible. You are now known by the people who matter most in your person's life, not as someone they mentioned or someone who might become significant, but as the chosen one. The person whose place in their life has been publicly declared, the person who the inner circle now knows belongs there not provisionally, not as a work in progress, but as the result of a deliberate and witnessed decision. That knowing changes how you will be received by these people in future encounters, in future gatherings, in the ordinary and the significant moments of a life lived in the company of the people who matter. You will be known as the one who was chosen. And the people who witnessed the choosing, who saw the moment and the quality of it and the genuine emotion of the person who made it, will bring to their knowing of you the specific warmth of people who have watched someone they care about make an extraordinary choice and who are glad. You will have allies, real ones, people who were in the room and who now have a particular investment in this working because they were witnesses to the beginning of it. The choosing has made them participants in the story in a way that passive familiarity never could. They were there. They saw it. They are now part of it in the specific way of people who have been trusted with witnessing something real and who feel the particular responsibility of that trust. And you will have your person publicly in the complete, this is ours and we are not hiding it way that comes after the public choosing has been made and witnessed and landed. In the specific relief of something that was previously semi-private now being allowed to be fully itself in every context. In the daily reality of being with someone who has declared you to the world they live in and who means it completely. I want to address something that may be living in you as you receive this reading, something quiet and specific that I am feeling in your energy and that deserves to be named directly. There is a part of you that does not quite believe you are the kind of person this happens to. Not as a statement of low self-worth, you are too grounded for that kind of global self-dismissal. Something more specific. The particular Virgo tendency to reserve the extraordinary category for other people. To believe, somewhere beneath full consciousness, that the genuinely sweeping romantic moments, the being chosen publicly, the life-changing surprises, the love that announces itself in front of witnesses happen to other people, while your version of love is quieter, more private, more internal and less dramatic, in the way that Virgo's everything tends toward the internal and the less dramatic. You have been underestimating what you call toward you. The specific, irreplaceable, completely individual you that moves through the world, being exactly who you are, the depth and the warmth and the composure and the specific quality of presence that you bring without effort or intention calls toward it the kind of love that wants to announce itself. That grows too large for private containment. That finds in the person loving you the specific need to make the feeling as real and as visible and as witnessed as the feeling itself. You are the kind of person this happens to, not in spite of being Virgo, because of it. Because what you are produces in the right person the kind of feeling that demands expression at the scale the feeling has reached. And the feeling has reached the public choosing scale, the announce it in front of everyone scale, the surprise that changes your life scale. Receive it at that scale without immediately reducing it to something more Virgo-sized, without the self-protective reflex of making it smaller so it is less exposed if something goes wrong. Let it be as large as it is. Let it change what it is going to change. You have earned the right to a love story that announces itself. What does life look like after this moment? What do these cards show me about the shape of everything that follows when the public choosing has happened and the surprise has landed and the life-changing quality of it has begun to reveal itself? What I see is a new chapter, not a continuation of the previous one with minor adjustments, a genuinely new chapter with a different quality from everything that came before it. The specific, fresh start quality of a life that has been reorganized by a significant event into a before and after. The before is everything up to this moment. All of it, the building and the wondering and the sensing and the almost and the patience required to be in something that was moving toward this without knowing what it was moving toward. All of that is the before. Real, significant, worth everything it cost. The necessary foundation of the extraordinary moment it was building toward. The after is what begins with the public choosing. A life that contains a person who chose you in front of everyone, who made you real in their world in the most visible and unmistakable way, who committed to you publicly with the full weight of their genuine feeling behind the commitment, who showed the people they love, the person they love, and did it in a way that changes the shape of everything that follows. The after has a quality of solidity to it, of something that has been publicly witnessed and therefore publicly real, of a foundation that has been built not just between two people in private, but in the open, with witnesses, with the particular permanence of something that exists in the shared memory of the people who were present for its beginning. What I see specifically in the after is the ordinary made extraordinary, not by constant drama or constant grand gestures, by the specific quality of what ordinary life feels like when you are living it with someone who has chosen you completely and publicly, and who brings to every ordinary moment the full weight of that complete and public choosing. The mornings, the conversations, the small decisions and the large ones, all of it colored by the knowledge that you are someone's chosen, someone's public, witnessed, this is who I want declaration. That coloring of the ordinary is one of the most sustaining and most beautiful things a love can offer, and it is what is available on the other side of the moment that is coming. Let me close with the thing that has been true from the beginning of this reading, and that I want to say one final time in the most direct language I can find. Your life is about to change. Not in the way of crisis or disruption or the upheaval of something being taken away, in the way of something being added that was always supposed to be there. Something that makes the shape of your life more complete, more specifically, individually, perfectly shaped to the person you actually are and the love you actually deserve. Someone has decided with full certainty, with the specific courage of public commitment, that you are the one, that the choosing deserves witnesses, that the love deserves to be announced. And the announcement is coming in front of everyone with your name on it, with the full, complete, publicly committed weight of the most serious kind of choosing a person can make. Your surprise is being prepared with care and with love and with the particular intention of someone who wants to give you a moment that you will spend the rest of your life being glad you were fully present for. Be fully present for it. Let it change your life. You have been ready for this longer than you knew.